in a garbage bag so it looks less suspicious. Looks like I'm just littering instead. But the wind, it's a little gusty, you know, probably 12 knots here. In the woods, it should be a lot more calm. And I'm going to get out of this rain. Got a big sleeping bag today because I don't want to be cold out here, and I'm already starting to get a little wet. I'm going to set up here between these two trees. There's a lot of these little branches in the way, but that's okay. It'll give me more stealth. I'm really excited to get under this tarp. Sounds like another airplane taking off, so go check that out. Okay. This is pretty good. It'll keep me pretty dry and really hidden. I'm going to put everything into this hammock, zip it up. I'm going to check out the little airport lounge because, believe it or not, they got one. We'll do a moderate stealth test here as well. So not far away from here. Doesn't have that much of an appearance to it. There is a road right on that side there. And of course, the airport is right there. And from here, yeah, you got to be pretty much there before you can see anything. And that. Looks great to me. This video is a little plain, so it might not take off, but we're just having fun tonight. That restaurant slash lounge is all the way across the runway, so there's no shortcut across that. So I got to kind of brave the rain here. Wind is really bad once you're out of those woods, so I can't wait to get to the airport. And just about there.
You're there?
Yeah, that's right. Thanks. Right, that was a good way to warm up. I'm going to hit the restroom here because of the P factor. I'm going to head back out to my spot in the woods. Due to all the music playing, I was not able to really film any noise in there, but had a beer or two, watched a few planes, taking off and landing. They got the landing lights on now, which they seem to only do when there's a plane landing, so there could be something coming soon. I'm trying to save electricity or something. Fine, I'll walk in the mud. Oh no. My famous cluster knot came undone. So, gotta retry that. Gonna check on everything, make sure nothing's too soaked. Things don't seem bad at all. Kept the sleeping bag in this garbage bag. That was already in a compression bag, so that's good and dry. Inside of the hammock, there's a little moisture, but it's so windy. I should dry it off real fast. Now I can feel the thing sagging quite a bit, so I want to keep the hammock low because the lower it is, the stealthier it is. This will be all right tonight. My head's going to be at this end, so I really want to pay attention to the cord line of the hammock. And right now it's slanting down. It's looking a little better. That's one of the less obvious shelters I've ever done. And I've done some pretty obvious ones, except right there's a road on one side, right there. And on the other side, there is an airport runway. Here. And I'm stuck in the middle with you. Hammock is drying out awesome. I was originally going to do the cot with a little tarp over top of it here, but with all the rain, I had to change my angle of attack so that I could stay comfortably dry and cook under here without too much of an issue. And this is beautifully stealthy to use in a situation like this. Obviously, time for step 2. Today's is a Wingman by Ace Brewing Company. It's local-ish. Perfect. I don't have to be too stealthy cracking a beer over here, other than that walking trail. So this one's a pale ale. This airport seems to be the type that's only active during daylight unless there's an emergency. That really works good for me. Lots taken off and landing when I was in that pub. So I haven't seen anything out here yet or heard anything, but I really didn't want to stall and miss having a pint at the pub. If I knew I could count on that pub to be open, I would have had some dinner there, but I brought some food with me as well. Get that cooking in a little bit, and they've turned on some pretty big lights at the airport here.
I'm John. I wanted to quit smoking for years. I tried several different times. Nothing seemed to work for me, but I didn't give up. Eventually, I found the right doctor, and together we came up with a plan that finally worked by using 2 quit smoking medicines and getting counseling. My tip is, keep trying. You only have to quit for good once.
You can quit. For free help, text quit now to 333-888.
Still really windy. Not a lot of rain, but a lot of wind. And that's okay. Hunkering down here, it's cozy, and I don't want to be walking around too much because there's that trail right there. And if somebody sees me, things could really take a nosedive. Whiskey Tango Foxtrot. The runway lights are on. I thought they only did that if there's a plane coming, from what I saw so far. Let's check it out. Those weren't the runway lights. They were just normal street lights I thought were the runway lights. And I'm losing my excuse pretty fast here. If somebody asks what I'm doing. Normally in the daytime, I can say, I'm a big fan of aviation. I hate aviation. I'm scared of flying. But if anybody asked, I would just say, yeah, the Cessna. Everything's a Cessna in these airports. You're going to buy it. I got a new flashlight specifically for this trip. I'm not going to talk about the brand or anything like that because I'm not here to sell flashlights. I'm here to sleep beside the airport. But it's controllable from my phone. So I can go like right or not right, or I can change the color, uh, etc. So this one actually does what a lot of people talked about, which is a red light. Now, I'm going to give a quick reason why I don't do red lights when I'm camping, which seems very smart and stealthy, except that I'm colorblind and I don't see well in red light. So by the time I can see what I'm doing with this light on, it is so bright that the airplane's going to think that's part of the runway, probably. So I don't play with that. I will just keep it as low as possible. There's green light spectrums on here. I can mess with it quite a bit. And I'll let you know more on this flashlight as I experiment with this a little bit more. But I can put it all the colors of the rainbow. Which, yeah, I don't want to signal any emergency planes to land or anything because I'm right by the runway with a fairly bright light that does a number of colors. Okay, it's dark, which leads me to my next point, the ever so dreaded stealth test. And I got a unique system today because that flashlight's controlled by my phone. So I can turn it on from out there on the trail and see exactly how obvious it is. You know, this airport is a little intimidating at night because of all the lights they have on. I get the feeling they're not going to see my little flashlight. I have it pointed away from the airport. So from out here on the trail, let's see, I'm gonna turn on the lights and we're gonna see just how bad it is because it's in those woods there somewhere, and I'll just blast it. So okay, I can see that kind of through there. Turn it off. Yeah, turn it on. Turn it off. But yeah, they're not going to see that from there. And going down this way. On, off, on. So there's you definitely see something if you were looking coming this way. Again, on, off, on, etc. But that's pointed the complete opposite way. It's pointed right back to the road on the other side. So we turn that off. Maybe see what it looks like from towards that way. I am nowhere near the road right now. But if I turn it on from here, full blast in the hammock, it's like that. That's not bad because the road is another 40, 50 feet that way. I think we're good. One of the first things I'll do, so I don't forget, I'm going to pack away my empty beverage container here because I want to be a good steward of the environment. This works good. I've got the flashlight stored in the overhead compartment in the hammock. It's fully adjustable. I can turn it whatever way I want, and I'll just point it away from the airport as much as possible. It is still windy. It's getting pretty cold, and I have a sleeping bag, so I think it's time to whip it out. I don't care what they say about sleeping bags. You don't go by the temperature rating. You go by how big and heavy it is. This is going to be great. And I just need to lay this down right now before I start cooking. And I have to wait for maybe the wind to die down, but it looks like the rain's going to start again. We'll figure this out. But so far, it's pretty cozy and pretty good with this thing on. I like this. I got food I want to cook, but everything's kind of up in the air right now because the wind will not stop. And my little camp stove is not going to work precisely as I want. It's a whirly bird out there already. Wow, it's like 7 in the morning. Whew. Holy moly, helicopters are so loud. Glad they weren't doing this all night. That would have been terrible. All right, time to get up. Best weapon in the stealth camping arsenal is the hammock. So quick to deploy, so quick to take down, very small, etc. Last night I was worried the pitch of the hammock would make me roll, but I was yawning already, so I fell asleep pretty quick. Everything looks good here, better than when I showed up. Actually the same as when I showed up, but yeah, I got this one done. Nobody's the wiser. Just like it never happened. So the next video is going to be a departure from the stealth, but that's okay. I don't want to do any spoilers, but it is going to be fun for me. 2 videos lined up, interesting projects, and thank you everybody for watching. Please consider subscribing. My ride is here, and yeah, this was an interesting one. I'm glad it wasn't a busier airport because then I wouldn't have gotten any sleep. But felt like a baby, waking up every hour screaming. See you guys on the next one.
Check out these deals of the week at Walgreens. Shop weekly deals at your store or at walgreens.com.
How do you drive change and securely innovate your development process? Let fans share in the action without sharing sensitive information, and run a digital bank that stays ahead of digital attacks. Security is your job. It's also ours. You need security that looks deeper and a partner that scans trillions of hidden signals so you can see around corners and innovate confidently. Microsoft Security.
Hey everybody, welcome to an update with Steve. Now you probably saw the title and or thumbnail, and it's an update that's good for once, instead of giving you guys tragedy all the time with these updates. Happy Valentine's Day to everybody, and happy Valentine's Day to my girlfriend Lindsay. She's not super keen on being on camera. She doesn't want to be in my videos. I've been seeing her for over a year now. He came out, she met Crazy Neighbor before he passed, and she's been traveling with me for the last year, and that's why I was going to oddly specific places in Georgia to meet her family and friends. And she's been, we've been traveling between Canada and the US for the last year here. So that's the news, guys. So life's too short to not share it with somebody if you've got that option. So I don't know. Cheers and happy Valentine's Day, everybody. I'll show you kind of where I'm staying right now. I got a friend's place. He's got a suite in the basement, and it's actually a pretty good setup. We got all this snow. So yes, the place is quite nice. Hot tub. Mhm. And yeah, I was gonna film a video. It was a stealth one, except the snow. I can only carry very minimal gear for this plan that I have. So it's got.
Oh, hey, Steve, how's it going?
Oh, pretty good. Yeah.
Hello, world.
Yeah, Scott doesn't have a problem being on camera. He quite likes it. So, yeah, this is kind of the place where I'm hunkering down right now. Very basic little kitchen, fireplace, pizza oven, where I work my pizza magic. I've been kind of perfecting pizzas for decades now. And hi, Lindsay. Say hello to the world. Yeah, it's a pretty good room. You know, I'm living out of backpacks, etc. We've been living out of backpacks for like a year, traveling around. But